Strategy number 1 billionaires do before going to sleep. Financioscope. What if I told you that the most powerful billionaires in the world, people who run trillion-dollar companies, manage thousands of employees and influence entire markets, end their day with a tiny routine that takes less time than brushing their teeth? And what if I told you, you could do it too? No special equipment, no apps, no secret club membership required, just 30 seconds. That's all it takes to align your mind with your goals, shape your future, and quite literally set your brain on fire, with purpose. Sounds like a stretch? Stay with me. Because today, we're diving into the single most underrated strategy billionaires use right before they go to sleep. And here's the kicker, it's not some obscure trick. You're probably aware of it, but the difference is, you're not doing it. Welcome to Financioscope, the channel where wealth meets wisdom and where we pull back the curtain on how the 1% actually think, live, and strategize. If your dream is to stop working for money and start having your mind work for you, then this is your new favorite place on the internet. Now let's unlock the truth they don't teach in school and almost no one talks about, what happens in your brain right before you fall asleep, and how the ultra-rich use that moment to dominate their tomorrow. Let's be honest. What do most people do before bed? Scroll through social media, watch a show, maybe snack, and if they're feeling extra productive, they'll think about what went wrong that day and fall asleep worrying about tomorrow. Sound familiar? Now picture this instead, one of the world's wealthiest people sitting down for the night. The lights are dim, the day is done, and just before they shut their eyes, they pause and ask themselves one specific question. It takes less than 30 seconds. But here's what happens next. While they sleep, their brain starts solving. It organizes thoughts, it reinforces goals, it prioritizes action. Their subconscious, while their conscious mind is out cold, is working for them like an unpaid assistant pulling an all-nighter. Why does this matter? Because studies show that the last thing you think about before bed has a powerful effect on your brain's processing patterns. That final thought isn't just a random flicker, it becomes the anchor your subconscious grabs onto all night. Now think about that. You can let your subconscious chew on Netflix plot twists and doom-scroll garbage. Or you can feed it something that actually builds your future. And this isn't just theory. This is backed by neuroscience, psychology, and most importantly, results. Billionaires know that mindset isn't something you have, it's something you practice. Every single day. And the easiest moment to do it? Right before bed. That's why this short, simple nightly habit is pure gold. In fact, it's the cheapest, most underrated wealth-building strategy you'll ever find. And we're about to unpack exactly how it works. The 30-second secret explained. Here's the big secret. Ready? Billionaires use the last few seconds of their day to program their mind. They don't just reflect, they intentionally direct their thoughts. They end the day asking themselves questions like, what's one thing I'm grateful for? What did I learn today? What's the most important thing I want to make progress on tomorrow? See that? They're not reviewing to-do lists or complaining about meetings. They're framing their mindset for growth, gratitude, and purpose. Let's break it down. This strategy is built on a concept called intentional cognitive priming. Sounds fancy, but it's simple. When you give your brain a prompt, especially at night, you're priming it to continue that line of thinking even when you're asleep. Think of it like this. Your brain is a Google search engine. And your final thought at night? That's the search query you're typing in. So if you feed it anxiety, doubt, or stress, that's what your brain searches all night. But if you feed it intention, clarity, and progress, it gets to work building instead of breaking down. Here's what one billionaire said about this. The last 5 minutes of my day are worth more than the first 5 hours of most people's mornings. Boom! Let that sink in. We're all obsessed with morning routines, cold plunges, journaling, meditation, but what if the secret sauce was actually what you did before bed? Because the truth is, you can't have a powerful morning if your night is filled with mental junk food. Let's call this what it really is, a billionaire's bedtime blueprint. And it all starts with one key idea. Let's get into the science. When you sleep, your brain enters a unique state of activity. It's not just resting, it's replaying memories, solving problems, and literally rewiring itself based on your dominant thoughts and emotional triggers. This process is called memory consolidation. But here's the kicker. Your brain prioritizes emotionally charged and repetitive thoughts for deeper processing, which means, if you go to bed angry or stressed, that gets locked in. If you go to bed thinking like a problem solver, that gets locked in. Your brain doesn't care what the thought is. It only cares what's consistent and what's emotionally meaningful. And that's why billionaires use this 30-second moment so wisely. Because they understand that going to bed with clarity and intention creates momentum, not just in the morning but long-term. In psychology, this is often compared to a phenomenon known as encoding specificity. That's a fancy way of saying, your context matters. The environment and emotional state you're in when you learn something affects how deeply you internalize it. So by creating a calm, intentional, focused, emotional state before bed, you're creating the perfect conditions for your brain to embed those thoughts at a subconscious level. And that means, number 1, you're more likely to act on those thoughts the next day. Number 2, you'll naturally begin filtering the world through those intentions. Number 3, over time, this shapes your habits, which shape your outcomes, which, shape your bank account. And here's where it gets wild. Some of the world's most successful people use this exact principle in their routines. Take Thomas Edison. He used to fall asleep holding a steel ball in his hand, hovering it over a metal plate. The moment he drifted off, the ball would fall, wake him up, and he'd jot down whatever insight came to him right before he lost consciousness. He was literally mining the edge of consciousness for creativity and innovation. Modern billionaires do the same thing, just in a cleaner, more refined way. Let's take a closer look at who's doing it, and how. You want receipts? Let's talk names. Jeff Bezos is known for making only a few high-quality decisions a day. And his mindset? It's sharp because he protects his time and mental space like it's treasure. He's talked openly about how nighttime is when he reflects, quietly, calmly, on whether his actions lined up with his bigger picture goals. It's not about reacting, it's about aligning. Oprah Winfrey? Her bedtime routine includes journaling one thing she's grateful for and one lesson she learned. Simple, intentional, repeatable. Why? Because it reinforces a growth mindset. Gratitude rewires the brain toward abundance. Reflection builds clarity, and both are tied to emotional regulation, which helps with better decision-making. And then there's LeBron James. You might think he's just about training and recovery, but here's what's wild. LeBron works with a sleep expert and uses a very intentional wind-down routine to lock in visualizations of his performance goals. He literally visualizes himself dominating the court before he sleeps. And guess what? Visualization activates the same neural networks as actually doing the thing. So when LeBron visualizes success, his brain is creating the muscle memory to match. That's the same technique top entrepreneurs use. Visualizing successful meetings, strategic decisions, outcomes they want. Why? Because it programs the mind to filter reality through that lens the next day. It's not magic, it's mental alignment. This isn't about manifesting through fairy dust. This is about cognitive science. It's about intentional neuroplasticity, training your brain to fire in ways that serve your vision. So what do all these billionaires and peak performers have in common? They don't leave their nights to chance. They don't close the day with chaos. They close it with clarity. And it all starts with a habit that takes less than 30 seconds. Still think bedtime routines are just for kids? Or is it time to try something that the richest people on the planet swear by? Coming up next, we're going to walk you through exactly how to build this routine into your life. You won't need fancy tools, high-tech gadgets, or a private island in the Bahamas. Just a few minutes, a question or two, and the willingness to show up consistently. But first, ask yourself this. When was the last time you ended your day with purpose? And what could your life look like if that became your new normal? Keep watching. It gets even better from here. Now that you know the why, let's break down the how. You don't need a full-on spa night. You don't need to meditate for 45 minutes or drink moon-charged water from a copper chalice. All you need is consistency, intention, and about 30 seconds of your time. Let's walk through a basic billionaire-style nighttime routine you can start tonight. No budget required. Number 1. Set a shutdown trigger. This is the mental cue that tells your brain the day is officially over. For some people, it's closing their laptop. For others, it's brushing their teeth. For billionaires, it's often something subtle, like writing the final sentence in a journal or turning off a specific lamp. You're signaling to your brain we're transitioning from output to reflection mode. Number 2, ask a future-focused question. Here's where the magic begins. Instead of letting your mind wander into worry or mindless thought loops, ask yourself one intentional question. Try these. What would a successful tomorrow look like for me? What's the one thing I want to improve when I wake up? What's one decision I need to make that could move me forward? This frames your thoughts for forward motion, not regret or rumination. You're priming your brain to start solving before your head even hits the pillow. Number 3. Journal one sentence. Yes, just one. We're not writing novels here. Put that future-focused question on paper and answer it in one sentence. This anchors the thought in your mind and gives your brain a concrete target to work on while you sleep. You don't have to write a perfectly structured idea. Even a half-formed thought like, I want to wake up and reach out to that contact I've been avoiding, is powerful. Number 4. Visualize the result. Close your eyes and picture one clear, specific outcome related to your sentence. Not 10 goals, just one. See yourself doing it. Hear what it sounds like. Feel what it would be like to succeed if you wrote about making a bold decision. Visualize yourself making it with calm confidence. If you wrote about building something new, visualize yourself doing it with focus and clarity. This step takes about 10 seconds, but it creates a neural template your brain will reinforce during sleep. Number 5. Go to bed without distraction. Here's the trap that ruins the whole process. Finishing your routine and then jumping back on your phone or watching TV until your brain shuts off from exhaustion. If you do that, you overwrite the powerful priming you just created. So here's the rule. After your visualization, no more content consumption, no news, no notifications, no noise, just a quiet close to your day. Let your brain get to work on the problem you chose, not the one the algorithm shoved in your face. That's it. That's the entire process. And the best part, you can customize it, you can add a gratitude prompt, you can expand your journaling, you can light a candle and chant if that's your thing, but the core stays the same. End your day with intention. Set your mind in motion. Let your subconscious build your future while you rest. Of course, there are a few traps that even the most well-intentioned people fall into when trying to start this routine. Let's go through the biggest ones and how to avoid them like a pro. Number 1, overcomplicating the routine. You start off excited. You're journaling, meditating, drinking herbal tea from the Himalayas, doing deep breathing exercises, trying binaural beats, and suddenly you've created a 2-hour bedtime project. And after 3 days, you quit. The solution, keep it simple. The power is in the consistency, not the complexity. A single intentional question and a 10-second visualization is enough to move the needle. Number 2, using screens immediately after. When you finish your nightly routine and then dive back into Instagram, YouTube, or emails, you're telling your brain, actually, none of that reflective stuff was important. What sticks isn't what you did first, it's what you did last. So the solution? Have a cutoff point. Phone down. No screen time after your final thought. If you need something to help you fall asleep, use low stimulation habits, like ambient music, audiobooks, or even white noise. Number 3, expecting instant results. Here's the truth, this routine is powerful, but it's not magic. You're not going to wake up tomorrow with $10 million in your account and a CEO title unless you've already earned it. This is about long-term mental conditioning. Over time, your brain starts aligning with your future, your choices shift, your confidence builds, you stop operating on autopilot and start acting with precision. So trust the process. You'll feel the difference within a week, and you'll see the results in your life within months. Number 4, asking the wrong questions. Not all questions are created equal. If you end your day asking, why am I so behind, or what's wrong with me, your brain will dig into all the reasons to confirm your fears. The fix? Ask constructive questions, open-ended, empowering, growth-focused. Instead of, why didn't I do more today? Try, what did I learn today that I can use tomorrow? That small shift in language creates a massive shift in mindset. Number 5, forgetting the why. Sometimes we lose steam because we forget why we started. So, let's remind ourselves, this isn't just about having a calm bedtime. This is about creating compound momentum. The kind of momentum that separates billionaires from the broke. The kind of thinking that builds empires. The kind of habit that turns vision into reality. Ready to turn this into a real transformation? Here's your challenge. Commit to this nighttime routine for the next 7 days. No exceptions, no excuses, just 7 nights, 30 seconds. And here's how it works. Number 1, pick a time and stick to it. Same time every night, give or take 10 minutes. Your brain loves rhythm. The more consistent the pattern, the deeper the programming. Number 2, choose one question per night. You can rotate questions if you want, but keep it focused. One question, one answer, one intention. Number 3, write it down, even if it's messy. Don't overthink the perfect answer, just capture the thought. The act of writing locks it in deeper than just thinking about it. Number 4, visualize it before you sleep. Close your eyes, picture the outcome. Breathe it in, then let your mind take over while you rest. Number 5, track it on paper. Make a tiny grid or checklist. Mark off each night you complete the ritual. The satisfaction of checking that box, huge dopamine boost. And over time, that visual proof keeps you on track. And here's the best part. By the end of those 7 days, you're not just going to feel different. You're going to think differently. Because your brain will start craving that intentional close to the day. You'll go from reacting to life to directing it, just like the billionaires do. Let's rewind for a second. What did we learn today? We learned that the most successful people in the world don't leave their nights to chance. They use a short, focused moment to prime their brain for results. We learned that the final 30 seconds before sleep are not just downtime, they're prime time for your subconscious. We learned that you don't need money, connections, or a perfect life to do this. All you need is a question, a moment of intention, and the discipline to repeat it. And now, you've got the blueprint. You've got the same tool Oprah uses to stay grounded. The same mental strategy LeBron uses to dominate his performance. The same mindset hack Bezos uses to stay clear and intentional in a noisy world. And it costs you nothing. $0, zero equipment, just your time. So what's stopping you? Tonight you have a choice. Keep ending your day in autopilot, or take control. If this video gave you even one useful insight, hit that like button to support the channel. It really helps more than you know. Make sure to subscribe to Financioscope, because this is just one of the many mental wealth tools we're dropping every single week. And hey, drop a comment below and let us know what's the one question you're going to ask yourself tonight. Remember, money doesn't just follow hard work, it follows smart thinking. And smart thinking starts at night. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, rest smart, rise strong.